Namaskar, this is CVR English and you are watching Prime Time with me, Anukriti Sharma. Brazil's ambassador to India, Kenneth Felix, has highlighted that Prime Minister Modi's upcoming visit to Brazil will be his third and comes at a time of strong bilateral ties. He pointed out that in the past 15 months, Brazil has sent 46 high-level missions to India, including business and scientific delegations. The ambassador also mentioned that a key focus of the visit will now be a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Lula during the G20 summit. And he outlined three main priorities for Brazil. Combating hunger and poverty happens to be one of them. Fighting climate change is next on the agenda, followed by reforming global governance, all of which align with the outcomes of India's G20 presidency.
He would be going there to Brazil. This would be his third official visit to Brazil. How do you see that?
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to this interview. This will be the third visit of Honorable Prime Minister to Brazil, and at this time the visit will take place in times of booming relations, bilateral relations between Brazil and India. Just to give you one figure, in 15 months we had 46 missions from Brazil coming to India. Business missions, science and technology missions, and most of them led by high-level officials. So I think the numbers speak for themselves, right?
So Prime Minister would be there for the G20 summit. What would be Brazil's priority for this year's summit?
Yes, just to mention that of course there's going to be at the sidelines of the summit a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Lula. But our priorities basically are three. The first is to focus on the combating hunger and poverty. This is why we have launched, of course, together with all other G20 members, we have launched a task force against hunger and poverty. The second priority is fighting climate change. We also have launched a task force to fight climate change, to mobilize financing, for example, to fight climate change. And the third is reform of global governance institutions. So these three priorities, they actually build on the really stunning results of the G20, your G20 presidency.
So you mentioned that there would be a bilateral between Prime Minister Modi and Brazilian President. What would be the focus and topics of the discussion, and any major announcement that we can expect?
I'm not anticipating, I think, any major announcement, but perhaps we will all be surprised by some announcement, but I don't know. But I think the focus will be to take stock of our strategic partnership, which has gained more content, more technological and more economic content, focusing on basically three pillars, which is food security, agriculture, energy, of course.
Excellency, thank you very much for speaking with ANI. So my first question to you is, of course, on the Indian Prime Minister's visit. He would be going there to Brazil. This would be his third official visit to Brazil. How do you see that?
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to this interview. This will be the third visit of Honorable Prime Minister to Brazil, and at this time the visit will take place in times of booming relations, bilateral relations between Brazil and India. Just to give you one figure, in 15 months we had 46 missions from Brazil coming to India. Business missions, science and technology missions, and most of them led by high-level officials. So I think the numbers speak for themselves, right?
So Prime Minister would be there for the G20 summit. What would be Brazil's priority for this year's summit?
Yes, just to mention that of course there's going to be at the sidelines of the summit a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Lula. But our priorities basically are three. The first is to focus on the combating hunger and poverty. This is why we have launched, of course, together with all
election day. The Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, along with other NDA leaders, as he arrived to address a public rally in the state. The occasion saw leaders from the ruling alliance coming together to honor the Prime Minister, who has been a key figure in the development of the state of Maharashtra. The rally marks another significant moment in this ongoing political engagement in the state, as PM Modi is now all set to address the various issues and initiatives which are aimed at furthering Maharashtra's growth and also strengthening the partnership between the state and the central government.
एवं महाराष्ट्र के उप मुख्यमंत्री माननीय श्री देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस। महाराष्ट्र का महावस्त्र ये पैठनी और पैठनी का ये फेटा पारंपरिक रूप से शॉल देकर आदर का प्रतीक स्वागत एवं सम्मान, साथ ही इन फूलों का प्रेम का प्रतीक स्वीकार किया गया है। मुंबई की आराध्य देवता मुंबा देवी की। और अब स्वागत सम्मान की श्रृंखला में अगली कड़ी तुलजापुर की भवानी माता की प्रतिमा देंगे माननीय श्री देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस एवं एडवोकेट आशीष शेलार जी। धन्यवाद। देवी और सज्जनों, सर्व समावेशक विकास के लिए सदैव प्रतिबद्ध चैतन्यपूर्ण एवं महाराष्ट्र के उप मुख्यमंत्री माननीय श्री देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस।
Shivaji Park in Mumbai, marking his last public appearance in Maharashtra for the upcoming elections, viewers. And during his speech, Modi ji expressed his gratitude for the warm reception that he received across the state, stating, and I quote, "I have visited the entire Maharashtra during this time, and the blessings of the entire state of Maharashtra are with Mahayuti now," unquote. Modi has highlighted the strong support the Mahayuti alliance has received from the people of Maharashtra, emphasizing unity and enthusiasm that has characterized his campaign in the state. The rally was a significant moment, viewers, in this ongoing election campaign, as PM Modi reiterated his commitment to the growth and development of Maharashtra.
महायुति के साथ है। आज हर और एक ही आवाज है, भाजपा महायुती आहे तर गती आहे, महाराष्ट्राची प्रगती आहे। साथियों, महाराष्ट्र की धरती से हर युग में नए चिंतन की नई धाराएं निकली है। यहां से संत ज्ञानेश्वर, संत तुकाराम, संत नामदेव जैसे संतों ने, विद्वानों ने समाज को दिशा दिखाई। यहीं से छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज हिंदवी स्वराज का संकल्प देश को दिया। लोकमान्य तिलक और गोखले जी जैसी महान हस्तियों ने देशभक्ति की अलग जगाई। आज महाराष्ट्र में एक तरफ महायुति की विचारधारा है जो इस विरासत पर गर्व करती है, दूसरी तरफ एक सोच महाअगाड़ी की भी है जो महाराष्ट्र के गौरव को लगातार अपमानित कर रही है। महाअगाड़ी के लोग तुष्टीकरण के गुलाम हो चुके हैं। ये वो अगाड़ी है जो राम मंदिर का विरोध करते हैं, ये वो अघाड़ी महायुति के साथ है। आज
Congress National President Mallikarjun Kharge has praised the contributions of Jawaharlal Nehru and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar towards shaping India's democracy, noting that Nehru wrote the epic masterpiece known as Discovery of India during his imprisonment in Ahmednagar Fort. He highlighted how the constitution given by these great leaders granted the voting rights to our citizens, including women, whereas under the British Raj, only the rich had the right to vote. Kharge also criticized those who once opposed women's rights, saying that they are now seeking women's support with schemes like the likes of Ladli Bahin, which offers 1,500 rupees to women per month. He promised that once the Mahavikas Aghadi forms the government in Maharashtra, they will be providing 3,000 rupees to every woman in the state.
तो अब पूरे यहां से पैसे निकाल के तो बीजेपी को सौंप दिए, बीजेपी ने बांट दिया, सरकार बन गई। बनने के बाद जिन गरीबों के लिए वो काम करने का वायदा किए थे वो कुछ नहीं कर सके। सब झूठ बोलना, मोदी जी से लेकर शाह से लेकर हर आदमी उनका झूठ बोलता है। मैं दो चार उदाहरण देता हूं, आप बोलेंगे भाई बार बार ये लोग क्यों बोलते हैं। अरे भाई हमको तो वो खुद बोल रहे हैं, हम जो गारंटी दिए वो गारंटी के बारे में क्या कह रहे हैं, ये सब झूठ है, कांग्रेस का झूठ वायदा है। हमने कर्नाटक में दिया और वो निभाया और निभा रहे हैं हम। तेलंगाना में हमने वायदा किया, हम वहां निभा रहे, हम दे रहे। जो कुछ बोले बोले जैसे चाले त्याची वंदावे पाऊले, जो कहता है करता है वैसा, तो उसको हम सभी लोग उसके पैर छूना चाहिए। अब मोदी जी क्या करें, बोले भाइयों और बहनों, बोले नहीं भाइयों और बहनों, नहीं भाइयों और बहनों, मेरे को अगर इस देश का प्रधानमंत्री बनाएंगे तो मैं बाहर का काला धन लाकर तुमको 15-15 लाख दूंगा। मिला आपको 15 लाख। तो अब पूरे यहां से पैसे निकाल के तो बीजेपी को सौंप दिए, बीजेपी ने बांट दिया, सरकार बन गई। बनने के बाद जिन गरीबों के लिए
Viewers, in a recent statement, newly elected Delhi Mayor Mahesh Kumar Khichi outlined his priorities during his tenure, emphasizing the challenge of continuing the work done by Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal for the people of national capital. Khichi has expressed his commitment to serving the citizens of the capital and has made cleanliness his top priority now. Mahesh further highlighted the importance of maintaining and improving the city's sanitation standards, building on the efforts already made by the AAP government. As he now takes charge, viewers, Khichi has assured the public that he will work diligently to meet the needs of Delhi's residents, focusing on ensuring a cleaner and a better city for all.
मेयर चुने गए हैं, कैसी जिम्मेदारी को देखते हैं, क्या कुछ आगे चुनौतियां रहेंगी?
चुनौतियाँ कुछ नहीं है जी, चुनौतियाँ है दिल्ली की सेवा करनी है, दिल्ली की भलाई के लिए काम करने हैं। बस यही चुनौती है हमारे लिए और वो हम करते आए हैं, क्योंकि हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का आशीर्वाद हमारे पर सदा बना रहा है। उनके आशीर्वाद से आज मैं मेयर बना हूं और आगे जैसे हमारे केजरीवाल जी ने काम दिल्ली की भलाई के लिए काम करे, दिल्ली की व्यवस्था के लिए काम किया, वैसे ही हम
लेकिन चुनाव से पहले कांग्रेस के पार्षदों ने जो नारेबाजी की, आपके हक को लेकर एक तरह से आवाज उठाई कि 4 महीने।
कोई देखो वो समय है, अगर आगे वो समय बढ़ेगा तो वो भी बढ़ जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
आपको उम्मीद है कि और
उम्मीद है मुझे कि आगे समय बढ़ेगा पूरा और आगे तक चलेगा, कार्यकाल बढ़ेगा, बिल्कुल बढ़ेगा।
क्या सबसे बड़ी चुनौती किसे मानते हैं, क्योंकि दिल्ली की एमसीडी के ऊपर सबसे बड़ी सैनिटेशन की जिम्मेदारी होती है, अभी प्रदूषण को लेकर काफी चुनौतीपूर्ण समय है।
नहीं, प्रदूषण पे भी हमारी सरकार ने बहुत काम कर रही है, बहुत अच्छे काम कर रही है। सड़कों पे जो हमारी जो फॉगिंग हो रही है गाड़ियों की, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अच्छा काम करेंगे दिल्ली की व्यवस्था के लिए।
सबसे बड़ी चुनौती क्या है?
मेरे लिए कोई चुनौती ऐसी नहीं है, दिल्ली की भलाई के लिए काम करेंगे और दिल्ली की व्यवस्था की अच्छी व्यवस्था बनाने के लिए काम करेंगे।
आपको लगता है कि आगामी विधानसभा चुनाव में इसका कुछ असर पड़ सकता है?
नहीं, इसके विधानसभा में कोई असर नहीं पड़ा, क्योंकि आम आदमी पार्टी ने, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने दिल्ली की भलाई के लिए इतने काम किए, दिल्ली के लिए इतने काम किए कि जनता इतनी खुश है दिल्ली की से। तो
During his recent visit to Nevasa in the Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra, Shiv Sena UBT chief Uddhav Thackeray's bag was checked by the election officials. The officials explained that the check was a routine procedure to ensure compliance with all the election rules and regulations, particularly to verify the absence of unaccounted cash or any other prohibited items. They clarified that the inspection was a part of the standard procedure in order to maintain transparency and fairness in the whole electoral process. Thackeray, in his turn, did not object to this inspection and the matter was swiftly taken care of.
सर नड्डा बोलले सर नड्डा काल बोलले 80 कोटी लोकांना रेशन देतोय आम्ही. मला पण मदत होते बघा ना जायचं अरे यायचं बरं मुख्यसाठी पण तुम्ही काय चेक करताना त्याच्या यावेळेचे मानधन का बरोबर नाही मी एकूण सेवेचो मी तुमचं वेगळं काय अर्थ नाही मला राज्याची तिजोरी लुटले यांनी. ठीक आहे करा, पण तिने आमचीच होते ना महाविकास आघाडीची. अरे संभाजीनगरला जरा मोदी बाबा तिकडे एक मिनिट बरं ठीक आहे पाहिजे कुठलं तुम्ही नाव काय रवी कार्ड सरेंड करा ना जरा. ठीक आहे, तुमचं काय नाव? अशोक शेटे. हा अशोक शेटे. बरं कुठले तुम्ही? सोने. सोने सोने. तुम्ही?
मी जालना.
जालना
इथे जेव्हा पोस्टिंग आहे.
बरं ठीक आहे, किती वर्षापासून सेवेत?
मी आता 1 वर्ष.
बाजूला
शिर्डी विमानतळावर.
In the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Council, a war of words has broken out between MLC Botsa Satyanarayan and Minister Nada Lokesh. Minister Lokesh, visibly angry, lashed out at Botsa, recalling how his mother, Bhuvaneshwari, was insulted by him during a past assembly session. Lokesh also questioned the absence of YCP MLAs in the assembly, asking why they are not attending those sessions. He explained his own absence though, drawing a comparison with his father, Chandrababu Naidu, who, despite his party's reduced numbers in the past, never missed a single session. Minister Lokesh made it rather clear that unlike Botsa, his father continued attending the house even after enduring personal insults, especially those targeting his mother.
మా తల్లిని అవమానించారు. ఈ రోజు మీరు కావాలని పోస్టులు కూడా అక్కడ పెడుతున్నారు. మా తల్లిని అవమానించారు. ఆ రోజు మీకు గుర్తురాదా? ఎన్ని ఎక్కడ అవమానించలేదు సార్, ఎక్కడ అవమానించలేదు. మీరు ఎట్లా మాట్లాడతారో, మీరు ఉన్నారు హౌస్ లో, మీరు ఉన్నారా హౌస్ లో? మీరు ఉన్నారా హౌస్ లో? ఆ రోజు కూర్చోండి. మా తల్లిని అవమానించారు అక్కడ. మీరు ఉన్నారా హౌస్ లో? షర్మిల గారిని అవమానిస్తారు, విజయలక్ష్మి గారిని అవమానిస్తారు, మా తల్లిని అవమానిస్తారా? ఏం గుర్తురాదా మీకు? అదే ఒక్క నిమిషం నేను కూడా మాట్లాడవచ్చు. గుర్తుపెట్టుకో, ఒక్క నిమిషం నేను కూడా మాట్లాడండి. ఏ నోరు మేము మాట్లాడలేదు. కూర్చోండి. ఏ నోరు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారి కుటుంబం గురించి మేము ఏనాడు మాట్లాడాల? నేను ఏనాడు మాట్లాడాల? మా సభ్యులు ఏనాడు మాట్లాడాల? కూర్చోండి. శాసనసభ సాక్షిగా మా తల్లిని అవమానిస్తే కూర్చోమంటారా? కూర్చోమంటారా? 22 వరకు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ప్రతిరోజు హౌస్కి వచ్చారు, ప్రతిరోజు హౌస్ నిలబడ్డాడు, సింగిల్ గా నిలబడ్డాడు. సింహంగా గుర్తుపెట్టు, సింగిల్ గా నిలబడ్డాడు, పోరాడారు. ఆ రోజు మా తల్లి అవమానించారు కనుకనే బాధ తట్టుకోలేక సభ బైకాట్ చేసి బయటకు వెళ్ళారు. కానీ ఎమ్మెల్యేలు ఉన్నారు ఇక్కడ. నిమ్మల రామారెడ్డి గారు వెళ్ళారు, స్వామి గారు ఉన్నారు, ఇతర గొట్టపల్లి రవి గారు వెళ్ళారు. అది మాకున్న చిత్తశుద్ధి అండి. ఈ రోజు మీ ఎమ్మెల్యేలు ఎందుకు రావట్లేదని అడుగుతున్నా. 10 మంది జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి కాకుండా జగన్మోహన్.
YS Sharmila recently took part in the inauguration ceremony of the statues dedicated to late Srimati Indira Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru. This special event, held with great respect, paid tribute to the invaluable contributions of these two legendary leaders towards shaping modern India, the India that we see today. And speaking at this occasion, Sharmila honored their legacies and emphasized their pivotal roles in the nation's political and social development. The unveiling of these statues served as a grand gesture of remembrance and respect, ensuring that the influential impact of both Gandhi and Nehru continues to inspire our future generations.
వర్ధిల్లాలి, వర్ధిల్లాలి, వర్ధిల్లాలి.
పెదకాకాని ప్రజలందరికీ, చేరి వచ్చిన ప్రతి తమ్ముడికి, ప్రతి అక్కకు, ప్రతి చెల్లికి, ప్రతి అమ్మకు, ప్రతి అయ్యకు, మీ రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి బిడ్డ మీ షర్మిల శిరస్సు వంచి చేతులు జోడించి మనస్ఫూర్తిగా నమస్కరించుకుంటోంది.
జోహార్, జోహార్, జోహార్.
ఈరోజు నెహ్రూ గారి పుట్టినరోజు. నెహ్రూ గారు మన దేశానికి, దేశ భవిష్యత్తుకు పునాదులు వేసిన నాయకుడు. ఆయన కుమార్తె ఇందిరాగాంధీ గారు వీర వనిత. రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు పక్కనే ఉన్నారు. ఆయనకు వీళ్ళందరూ స్ఫూర్తి. ఇందిరమ్మ రాజ్యం రావాలి అని రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు తప్పించేవారు. ఇందిరమ్మ రాజ్యం కోసం ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు అన్న రీతిలో రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు పేద ప్రజలకు ఇల్లులు కట్టే పథకం ఇందిరమ్మ గారి పేరు మీద ఇందిరమ్మ పథకం అని ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా 5 సంవత్సరాలుంటే 5 ఏళ్లలో 46 లక్షల పక్కా ఇల్లులు కట్టాడు. ఇందిరమ్మ పథకం కింద పేద ప్రజల కోసం రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు. ఇందిరమ్మ గారి కొడుకు రాజీవ్ గాంధీ గారు. రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారికి రాజీవ్ గాంధీ గారు అంటే ప్రాణం. ద పర్ఫెక్ట్ జెంటిల్మెన్ అనేవాడు రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు. మృదువు స్వభావి, ఎవరితోనైనా కలిసిపోయేవాడు రాజీవ్ గాంధీ గారు. అసలు వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా దేశం కోసం ప్రాణాలు పెట్టిన వారు. వారి వంశమే దేశం కోసం బ్రతకడమే కాదు, ఆఖరికి వారి రక్తం, ఆఖరి రక్తం బొట్టు వరకు ప్రాణం కోసం, దేశం కోసం ప్రాణాలను అర్పించిన వారు. అదే వంశానికి చెందిన రాజీవ్ గాంధీ గారి కొడుకు రాహుల్ గాంధీ గారు ఇప్పుడు కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీకి మా అందరికీ నాయకుడిగా ఉన్నాడు. ఒకవైపు బీజేపీ పార్టీ
Shifting focus now to world news, US Senate Republicans have now chosen John Thune as their next leader. And at a recent press conference, Thune pledged to advance Trump's agenda while also upholding the Senate's traditional 60-vote threshold on the most legislation. At a news conference, Thune expressed his commitment to swiftly confirming Trump's nominees and also collaborating to reduce government spending and enhance border security. He spoke, and I quote, "We are now eager to take back the majority and partner with our House colleagues to implement President Trump's agenda," unquote.
The American people have loudly rejected the failed policies of the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda. We are excited to reclaim the majority and to get to work with our colleagues in the House to enact President Trump's agenda. We will make sure that the President and his team have the tools and the support that they need to enforce border security laws and to remove the violent criminals who are wreaking havoc in every one of our states. It's a new day in the United States Senate, and it's a new day in America. The American people have loudly rejected the failed policies of the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda. And this Republican team is united. We are on one team. We are excited to reclaim the majority and to get to work with our colleagues in the House to enact President Trump's agenda. We have a mandate from the American people, a mandate not only to clean up the mess left by the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda, but also to deliver on President Trump's priorities. We will make sure that the President and his team have the tools and the support that they need to enforce border security laws and to remove the violent criminals who are wreaking havoc in every one of our states. And I want to thank my colleagues who placed their faith in me to serve as leader, and to those who were supporting another candidate. I promise to be a leader who serves the entire Republican conference. Well, I mean, the Senate, as you know, is by the founders' design, a place where the minority has a voice in our process, and we will do the job that the founders intended us to do in the United States Senate, and that the American people intend us to do. And that, right now, after this mandate election coming out of the American people, is to work with this president on an agenda that unwinds a lot of the damage of the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda and puts in place new policies that will move our country forward in a different direction. The American people have loudly rejected the failed policies of the Biden-Harris-Schumer agenda. We are excited to reclaim the majority and to get to work with our colleagues in the House to enact President Trump's agenda. We will make sure that the President and his team have the tools and the support that they need to enforce border security laws and to remove the violent criminals.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Prime Time with me, Anukriti Sharma. Keep watching CVR English for more news and updates.